Very good morning, students. Sai Ram. Welcome back to our science period. Children, you know very well now our 17th chapter is going on, that is Introduction to Biotechnology. This session I am going to continue this chapter. Are you ready, children? Can you remember last session what we discussed? We discussed about connective tissue and their types. Okay, so connective tissue is what? It is one type of animal tissue, and see here, children, these are the types of connective tissue. So last session we discussed about the structure and function of this tissue. See here the types of connective tissue. Once again I will recall here: blood, lymph, areolar tissue, adipose tissue, cartilage, bones, tendons and ligaments. Okay, these are the types of connective tissue. Okay, so today we will discuss about muscular tissue. Okay, children, before that some question I will ask you, you have to give me answer. Okay, first one is, see here, yes, why do slim persons feel more cold in winter than those who are obese? So obese means fat. Okay, so here your question is, slim persons feel more cold in winter season when comparing that obese people. What might be the reason? Can you know? Can you guess? So children, say here, that's why slim person, yes, say here, because that slim person, that obese person, that beneath the skin, already I told that fat, extra fat is stored under the skin, that is the adipose tissue. Okay, so in that adipose tissue, that fat is stored, that is beneath of our skin, isn't it, children? So that obese person, that fat layer beneath the skin, that fat layer is more. That's why, that is the reason. Okay, children, that's why that slim persons feel more cold in winter than those, yes, when comparing that obese people. Understood, children? So those who are in slim, that fat layer is less when comparing that obese people. And the next one is, one more question is there in your textbook, children. See, why can bones not be folded? Have you bone? Yes. Can you fold your bone, children? No. What might be the reason? See here. The bone is made mostly of collagen. Okay, the collagen is what? It is nothing but a protein that provides a soft framework. Okay, and calcium phosphate. See here, children, collagen and calcium phosphate is the mineral that adds strength and hardens the framework. So this combination, which combination? That collagen and calcium phosphate. Okay, this combination of collagen and calcium makes the bones strong and flexible enough to withstand stress. That's why the bone cannot be folded. Understood, children? So in our bone, that two things are important, that is collagen and calcium phosphate. That's why we can't, yes, that calcium makes the bones very strong. Okay, that's why that is our bone we cannot, yes, fold. Shall I go to next one? Next one we will discuss about, yes, see here, one more question is there. Why do you experience the contraction and the relaxation of muscles at every moment? So you can feel, isn't it, children, when you contract and relax your muscles, that time, yes, that every moment that contraction and relaxation of muscles will be there. How it is possible? See here, muscle fibers and muscular tissues are made from a special type of contractile protein. See here, our muscles are made up of, yes, special types of, already that 15th chapter, life process, in that time already I have told our muscles are made up of one special type of proteins. That name is what? Say here, children, that is a special type of contractile proteins. Okay, which causes the muscles to contract and relax. Muscular tissues are made up of the long cells of muscle fibers. Okay, muscle cell tissues are made up of what? Long cells of muscle fibers. Okay, so that one special type of proteins, and the next one is what? Muscle fibers. Next one is, see here, yes, one more point. Muscular movement takes place as a result of contraction and relaxation of the contractile proteins in these cells. That's why here one specific proteins are there. That's why contraction and relaxation of muscles is possible. Understood, children? Shall we go to next one now? Next one is we will see about types of muscular tissue. Okay, there are three types of muscular tissue. See here, children, I have given the name also: striated muscles, non-striated muscles, and cardiac muscles. There are three types of muscular tissue. Can you say the name? Striated muscles, non-striated muscles, and cardiac muscles. Okay, now we will see what is the structure and function of this muscular tissue one by one. First, see here, children, first one. Yes, non-striated muscles. Okay, so that muscle cells of non-striated muscles are short, spindle shaped. Okay, spindle shaped, uninucleate with no branches. See here, children, muscle cells of this non-striated muscles, how it look like? It is very short and spindle shaped. Okay, uninucleate means only one nucleus. Okay, with no branches. With no branches. See here, I will show you now. Yes, see, this is a spindle shape and here uninucleus. Uninucleate, there is no branches. There is no branches. Okay, so children, this diagram, it is in your textbook. Okay, and see, next one is, yes, structure. These muscles do not have any dark and light bands and they are not connected to the bones. Structure is what? These muscles do not have any, yes, do not have any dark and light bands. Okay, children. So when you are studying here, you have to compare and study easily. You can remind. Okay, children. So these non-striated muscles do not have any dark and light bands and they are not connected to the bones. Okay. Next one is, see here. Yes, they undergo involuntary movements and so are termed as involuntary muscles. These non-striated muscles are called what? Involuntary muscles. Why? Because they undergo involuntary movements. You know very well what is voluntary movement, what is involuntary movements. Okay, so these muscles are found in the alimentary canal, blood vessels, and so on. Where these muscles are present? Yes, these muscles are found in the alimentary canal, okay, or foot pipe and blood vessels. Understood, children? Shall I go to next one now? Next one is uses. Uses of these non-striated muscles is what? These muscles are used for functions such as movements of eyelids, okay, passage of food via, that means through the alimentary canal, contraction and relaxation of blood vessels and so on. So these are the uses of non-striated muscles. Okay, so children, first you have to mind where it is located. Okay, afterwards you can say the uses of these muscles. Shall we go to next one? These are what? Involuntary muscles. Okay, next one is striated muscles. Striated muscles, the structure we will see first. There are alternate dark and light bands on these muscles. So already I told you have to compare and study. Okay, children. So here that alternate dark and light bands are present on these muscles. That is called what? Skeletal muscles. Okay, these striated muscles are called what? Skeletal muscles, which are attached to bones. Okay, so these cells move voluntarily and so are called what? Voluntary muscles. Why these muscles are called voluntary muscles? Because these cells move voluntarily and so are called what? Voluntary muscles. Non-striated muscles are called what? Involuntary muscles. Okay, next one is, see here, the cells of these muscles are long, cylindrical, multinucleate and have no branches. See here, children, that the structure is what here? Yes, these muscles are long, cylindrical, multinucleate. Multi means many nucleus, okay, and have no branches. Here also there is no branches. See here, Yes, it's a multi-nucleus, and here it is a striation. See here one is light fade color and one is dark color. Light and dark bands are there. Isn't it, children? Yes. Uses. These muscles are responsible for the movements of arms and legs, running, speaking and more. Okay, so you can give many examples. Isn't it, children? Shall we go to next one? So this is called what? Voluntary muscles. Okay, that's why just you have to mind this one. This is what? Voluntary muscles. So uses of these muscles are what? These muscles are responsible for the movements of arms, legs, running and speaking and so on. Okay, shall we go to next one now? Next one is what? Yes, cardiac muscles. So these muscle cells are cylindrical, uninucleate and branched. Okay, so previous to that two types there is no branch, but here these cardiac muscles are what? Branched and uninucleate. Okay, see here. Yes, this is here branches. Okay, and here also striations are there, and here it is a nucleus. See here, next one is a structure in dark and light bands are present. The heart is made up of these muscles, that's why it is called what? Cardiac muscles. Okay, so our heart is made up of what? Cardiac muscles. Okay, the structure of these muscles is what? Dark and light bands are present. Okay, next one is, see here. Yes, this is the structure of cardiac muscles. Next one is, their movements are not under the control of our will. You know very well, isn't it? So they contract and relax rhythmically. Isn't it, children? Our heartbeat. That means contraction and relaxation. It's very rhythmically, isn't it? Yes. Next one is what? Function. So contraction and relaxation of heart. This is the function of what? Cardiac muscles. Understood, children? So I hope you understood today's session. Yes. So children, what we discussed today? Yes, we studied about muscular tissue and what are the types of muscular tissue. Muscular tissues contain what? One kind of specific protein, contractile protein, isn't it? And next one is what? Muscles fibers. Next one, we studied about types of muscular tissue. There are three types of muscular tissue: striated, non-striated and cardiac muscles. And see here, children, and where it is present and what are the functions. These all things today we discussed. So children, in your textbook, here one tabular column is there. Okay, so you have to compare and study, and the structure also you have to do practice the diagram. Okay, children. So I hope you understood today. Yes, today's topic. Yes, thank you, children. Sai Ram.